Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. JACALYN. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. JACALYN at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday or happy Saturday, wherever you are in the world. We're so happy to have you with us. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, the president and founder of USA Global TV and Radio. And we are celebrating 6 months. That's right, 6 months we've been live streaming, and we just welcome you wherever you are in the world to share your story. Our show today is The Power of Etiquette and Manners. And my co-host and friend, Mr. Philip Sykes, is on holiday today, so he will not be joining us. But he has sent and brought us a fabulous guest. She's joining us from Pakistan. So we're going to get right into it. Her name is Dr. Sadia Rajput, and she is the CEO and trainer director at the British School of Etiquette, Pakistan. Let's bring her out and hear what she has to say. Welcome to the show, Dr. Sadia.
Hi, welcome. Thank you so much.
So nice to have you here today. And it's a pleasure to meet all of the wonderful people from the British School of Etiquette, the British School of Excellence. Tell us how you got involved, and then we'll get into your background.
Many people have asked me this, and very interestingly, I'm coming from a medical background. I'm a doctor and a pediatrician. I was doing my research on human brain development and neuroplasticity. It was the time when I wanted to work and see if we can adopt few codes of behaviors, and can we change our minds and brains. So I got in touch with Mr. Philip Sykes, and we exchanged notes. And when we exchanged notes, I literally fell in love with the concept. I gave up my medical career and brought the British School of Etiquette from UK to Pakistan. So this is how I got in touch with Philip.
That is fascinating. A medical doctor, and you were interested in etiquette and manners, and now you have your own business. It's quite a journey. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's talk about how you specifically are working with people. How are you helping people in terms of understanding the basic principles of etiquette and manners and growing from there?
Well, if we define etiquette, these are simple codes of behavior that help you connect, right? And when we talk about connection, it's the feeling, it's the energy that is created when we feel valued, heard, and seen. So, and if you adopt these behaviors, it can open doors for you that the best education cannot. We've been working with the schools initially. When I brought it to Pakistan, I wanted it to be a part of normal curriculum in the schools. So we had a contract with Cadet College, Petaro. It's like one of the best cadet colleges of Pakistan. And we worked there before we were hit by COVID. And then after that, we had to move on to the corporate world, because the schools all went online, and it was a very difficult time, basically. So it also provided me an opportunity to enroll myself into a PhD program. So I'm doing my PhD in inclusive mindset and employee happiness. So during my research, basically, I worked on creating this program for the corporate industry, which is productivity clinics with the etiquette of inclusion. So what we do at these productivity clinics is all over the world, there's a lot of research going on inclusion. It has been a buzzword, but those organizations which only follow these superficial level of diversity, and they do not focus on the deep levels of developing like deep interpersonal relationships, when they adopt these DEI guidelines, they actually land up in a minefield. So this is like a sweet spot basically where this etiquette of inclusion jumps in and proves its value. So we basically provide them with the tools, basic, simple tool, tiny tools. And I certainly believe tiny is mighty when it comes to change. So we help them grow those behaviors and adopt them as part of their normal life.
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing that. Second of all, congratulations. You're going to be a double doctor, MD, PhD. That is truly outstanding.
Absolutely. Thanks to the COVID, basically.
Well, that's quite an undertaking. So I'm really wonderful that you shared that with us. Thank you. A couple of questions that come to mind. First of all, just a quick step back. If you think about the medical community, at some point we all go to see someone in that realm, and manners and etiquette sometimes are really lacking with medical professionals because they're under so much pressure to see so many people and deal with the insurance companies, and then try to be there for their staff as well. So when you were practicing, did you find this? Did you encounter this among your peers?
Well, let's not talk about the peers. I found it in myself, okay? Because like when you enter into a medical school, like you have to work really hard, and we mainly focus on only on studying and coping up with times and your energy and all that. And it's very natural, since we are humans, we forget the value of etiquette and manners. So this is basically it was also one of the reasons why I brought the British School of Etiquette to Pakistan, because the doctor community in US or in UK is they have to go through the clinical exams and all that, also in Pakistan. But in Pakistan, we mostly do not focus on these things. And the reason is mainly because in the government institutions and hospitals, what happens is like there's a lot of patient load, which normally doesn't happen in the Western world. So in Pakistan, like when I was doing my residency, I was like used to see in my emergency during my emergency times, like around like 500-600 children in one day, and that is like insane. So the value of etiquette in for medical college, for medical students, and also practicing doctors is extremely important. And that is also one of the reasons why we doctors, irrespective of the fact that we know we have so much knowledge and patient interaction, but we still fail our clinical exams.
That's a huge number of patients to see. How did you personally deal with burnout?
Yes, burnout was like being a doctor, you have to it's the mindset basically, and you have to deal with all the patients and you bring in your energy. I don't know how I managed it, but it's not just me, it's every doctor in Pakistan, like who's working in a big huge organization, a government institution. He goes through and sees this huge number of patients every day.
Thank you for sharing that. That's incredible. And how does a physician still show up and give the level of care that's needed and have etiquette and manners at the same time, knowing that you are physically and mentally being pushed to the edge?
That's a very good question, Jacqueline. This is why we are thinking of introducing it to the medical students now and the doctors, because when we talk about etiquette, you need to have the right mindset. Etiquette, you cannot just know a few codes of behavior and perform and display them as well. You have to be in front of people the way you are behind the walls. So for that, you need to develop a mindset. And we, during these program productivity clinics and other etiquette courses, what we do is first we work on the mindsets. And when we talk about mindsets, we provide them all the information which is underscored by neuroscience and neuroplasticity, how they can actually work on building their new pathways and make it a part of their normal life and behavior, how they can grow and succeed. So this is how we do. We start with the mindset first, and then we introduce the social etiquette rules and behavior.
Thank you. It sounds to me that the courses that you're offering are really wonderful tools that can give students, your clients, it can give them that sense of confidence and that ability to be able to say, okay, what I may experience in my career is nothing new. And I have the benefit of working with Dr. Sadia and her team to incorporate these skill sets with mindset and etiquette and manners so that I know how to behave. And that in and of itself is sort of a deep sigh of relief. What are your thoughts?
I absolutely agree with you, because over here in Pakistan, me and my team are working really hard to make this concept of etiquette known to everyone. Because, if you talk about etiquette here, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, do I need them? No. So this is the first response that you get. But then you have the way then we explain it to them how it helps you build confidence and put your best foot forward in every situation. So, and how it helps them build their careers and their pathways and grow and succeed. So all these values add up, and then we convince and work with our clients in Pakistan. But the results have been excellent.
Well, congratulations on that. Yeah, and I have to say that Philip Sykes, the principal of the British School of Excellence, and Leanne and their team have just put together top-notch courses and bringing forward people like you, esteemed people like you who have accomplished, you have an incredible background and career, and you're continuing to pursue with your PhD. And you looked at what their offerings were and you said, hey, I think this really resonates with me. I can help other people. So congratulations to everyone who is involved in the process. Tell us a little bit more about etiquette and manners. Some people think it's table manners. Some people think it's just opening a door, but it's so much more. What comes to mind for you, and what do you share with your clients when it comes to etiquette and manners?
Well, it's a mindset to begin with, as I mentioned before. And then it's not just about shaking hands, creating an unforgettable first impression. It's about making the other person feel valued and heard. And it's all about connecting, creating deeper connections with your audience, not just your audience, like with your family, your friends, colleagues, and everyone. So it's like building those deep relationships and listening skills, and it also involves like what to say and how to move people with your words and your behavior, how you make them feel valued. So I would suggest, I would re-quote Philip, is like Philip says that make others feel the way you would want, sorry, it's like make others feel, yeah, the treat others feel the way you would want to be treated. So I mean, he uses this quite often, and I just love it. And this is what actually makes the bedrock of etiquette. It's like making people feel around you safe and happy.
I love that you use that word safe, because that is what we want, to feel safe and to feel heard. And as you're quite aware, all across the world, there are all kinds of issues, things going on, and the issues change, right? Or sometimes they stay the same, whether you're pro this or against that. But etiquette and manners is always the foundation. And to your point, it's about a mindset. So, what can you share with people if you think about it? People are angry, people are anxious, people are afraid. There are all kinds of lower vibrations, lower energies that people are feeling across the world. And etiquette and manners, they might think, oh, come on, I'm mad about this, or the fuel prices or that. What can you share with people so they can sort of cut through all of that and just come back to being centered as a kind, gentle human being?
Well, if we know how our brain registers fear and anger, if we know what actually happens, because if you are afraid of anything, your body responds in a way of like your body, your heart rate increases, your breathing increases, and your mouth gets dry, right? And in a similar fashion, if you're excited about something or if you're dancing, then your body responds in a similar fashion, right? So we need to understand that this is just our body's response. The physiological response of our body to both fear and excitement is the same. So when it's the same, it depends on us. Our it depends on our discerning lens, that what lens we use. And it's not like I've also seen many people saying that I felt this because he said this, right? So people, the outside environment, your external environment has technically no effect on your emotions. It's you, how you perceive. So it's your perception of those emotions that affects you. So understanding how it works and the brain, and I've forgotten the name of the doctor, but she has this polyvagal phase. It's like about having control on your autonomic nervous system. Don't go on this term autonomic. I mean, autonomic nervous system is like is a fancy word, but it all involves with your heart rate and your responses to fear and excitement, and your response to sadness. So your body, it controls all of these responses. The way she describes, and it really works, about she says there's a brain hierarchy, right? There are three levels: level 1, 2, and 3. Now level 1 is like the oldest part of the brain, and then comes level it was like developed around 400 million years ago, and the reptile brain, what we say. And then is level 2. Level 2 makes you feel like angry and excited. And level 3 is the learning uh, like level in the brain. So if you understand these hierarchies and how you can switch your mindsets from being angry. So if you're angry, and if you just, all you have to do is just ask yourself that how am I feeling? How's my heart rate? How's my breathing? Is it the fear that I'm registering? then just relax yourself and tell yourself, well, it's your body responds the same way to excitement as to fear, so there's no need to worry. Right now, but I need to switch from this level to the learning level, and I don't want to give that reaction to the outside world, though I'm perceiving fear and I'm perceiving anxiety, but I need to stay calm. If you tell this to yourself, you break that vicious cycle of you immediately tap into your unconscious mind, and you make it conscious, you make it explicit. And the minute you make it explicit, you break that cycle, and you have like complete control over yourself. And very interestingly, like it was someone, I think, I've forgotten the name of the scientist again, and he said that the heart and the brain, they are both in a two-way conversation, right? So if the mind is anxious, if the brain is registering anxiety, your heart starts responding. And if your heart and if you know how to control your heart rate intentionally, then you can affect your anxiety. Okay, so how? And a very interesting way, and it really works, because I never suggest anyone anything unless and until I've tried it on myself. So I've literally tried it a million times, and it is like, if I just control my breaths, if I breathe in, if you breathe in and count till 3, make smaller inspirations, and then expire longer than the inspiration, then we can switch our heart rate from a higher side to a lower side, and that way we can control our brains and our minds. We automatically switch ourselves from an anxiety or a fear state to a learning state, and we maintain we compose ourselves back to the original selves and self and composed, and we can carry on with our etiquette and manners.
Thank you so much for taking it to another level and sharing about the science and the research behind it. I love that. I know with myself over the years, if I'm in a situation where I feel uncomfortable or nervous, I'll just silently say to myself, you need to calm down. We're going to start doing some breathing. And I'll just breathe and watch my heart rate come down. And then you can act accordingly, because when we're all geared up, and we've seen this before, two people going at each other, right, in a conversation, it's getting more and more escalated because they're feeding off of each other. So it's almost like taking a step back and saying, okay, I'm going to get centered, and now I'm going to respond with a different perspective.
And JACALYN, Dr. JACALYN, I'd like to add, there's a 6-second rule, okay? And it is before you say anything, just count till 6, or backwards from 6 to 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These 6 seconds actually provide you the room and space before you utter anything. And you can think about yourself and do the breathing as well during the 6 seconds. So it also works.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that tip. I appreciate it. 6 seconds, everyone. Think about it. Okay, Dr. Sadia, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to hear a sponsorship from the British School of Excellence. And when we come back, I'd love for you to share with our audience specifically about the courses you offer and what that engagement with you looks like. How does that sound? Okay.
Wonderful.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah. Do stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Hi, my name is Alice Muhirwa. I am 41 years old. I was born and raised in Rwanda. I'm specialized in econometrics. I'm passionate about elegance, etiquette, politics, and international relations. For those who don't know the story of Rwanda, I lost my parents when I was at a very young age. I had issues with confidence, self-esteem, fear, and I never worked on them, and it has really hindered my professional success. I'm always excited to make people discover the possibilities human beings can land on once liberated from our personal blocks. I believe we have personal blocks, things that we know, things that we don't know, and things that we choose to not want to. I help people discover all that and explore the synergetic potential. That's how I landed to British School of Excellence. With this, it is going to help me not only help other high-ranking profiles to polish their looks, to polish their appearance, to polish their professional and social manners. I'm also doing a master's degree on diplomacy and international relations, something that is going to help me become a campaign strategist. So I'm trying to fetch knowledge that is going to help me package everything together and deliver the very best. Thank you so much, Mr. Philip, for giving us this opportunity, for helping us, and promise to assist our journey even after the school. Thank you.
Take a moment.
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 So I've had the privilege of photographing some incredible people over the years, and during each shoot I've asked the subject to close their eyes and take themselves to a peaceful place just for a few seconds. I've found that this really helps to refresh the energy between the camera and the subject. They had an energy that was quite special and quite different from the rest of the shoot. The collection grew, and now it feels the right time to use it for something good. I think it'd be amazing if we could help to raise awareness and involve people in the discussion about mental health. So what we're asking to do is for everyone to upload their own self-portraits. All of these portraits will become part of a massive artwork. I'm really excited to see this project go from hundreds of pictures to thousands of pictures. Essentially, an ever-evolving artwork that says we're all in this together.
Close your eyes and take a moment.
And welcome back to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm still Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and this is The Power of Etiquette and Manners. My co-host and friend, Mr. Philip Sykes, is on holiday today. Let's get back to the show. We have a fabulous guest. I don't think we've ever had a guest who has a medical degree and also is getting a PhD. It's amazing. Her name is Dr. Sadia Rajput, and she's joining us from Pakistan. Let's welcome her back. Hi.
Hi.
So nice to have you. So we've covered a number of areas, and I really want to zone in on the engagement that you have with your clients, with your students, what that looks like and what the offerings are. Can you please share more about that?
Yes, at the British School of Etiquette, we cater every age group. Like if your child is like from 6 years and onwards, we like adults, we cater to adults, and like there is no age limit. We offer social etiquette courses for children. For teenagers, we also have courses to combat bullying. And then for the corporate organizations, it's the social and dining etiquette and business excellence. There's this, recently we have created a new program which is called the Productivity Clinics with Dr. Sadia. It's basically inculcating etiquette of inclusion. So what we do at Productivity Clinics is just like, and why I called it clinic is because, just like a good doctor after prescribing emergency medicine to his patient keeps a follow-up till his illness, in a similar manner at the British School of Etiquette, what we do is that we provide you the right tools to inculcate inclusive behavior. So there's a whole catalog of tools and behaviors that we ask you to choose from. And then you choose like at least, we take a minimum of say 5 behaviors together. And then we keep an excellent follow-up at weekly intervals for 66 days. So this is our new product, and it also answers a very a big question of how to inculcate inclusion into our daily lives and organizations.
Thank you. I'd love for you to share a little bit. You mentioned 66 days. What actually takes place during that time?
This is again a research by Dr. Fogg. He's the founder of Behavioral Lab at Stanford University, and according to him, it's these: if you follow the tiny habits over a time span of 66 days, you can make those habits as permanent, right? So as we all want to be a good parent, partner, and players at workplace, but when it actually comes to doing, we just fail. There's a gap between our want and our do. So this painful gap can be filled up if we follow if we follow throughout these 66 days. So what happens in 66 days? That in the first 22 days is the hardest part, right? And it's the most uncomfortable part, basically. And it's the time when you are breaking your old bad habit neurons, right? Then the next 22 days, over the 22 days, you start working on building new pathways. And then the next the last set of 22 days, it results just like you try and make new roads, right? So in the last 22 days, what you do is you strengthen those pathways. It's in medical science, we call it myelination, or if we take a wire, it's the covering of the wire.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think it's important for our audience to, when we look at our own behavior, we've been doing something for a long time, and then we decide, okay, this isn't the best for me. It's not the healthiest choice. It's not going to get me where I need to go. And we want everything to change that moment. It's like we've been doing this for 50 years, and now in 2 days, we want everything to change. But it doesn't work like that, right? It takes a certain amount of time to break the pattern, as you were discussing.
Absolutely. And and it's not basic at all, because that's how we've been programmed. That's how we've been, like, over too many years, we have been listening to all these misconceptions, misunderstandings, and unscientific advice on following up with things. And we end up in failure in the end. And most of the time, we blame ourselves. But here at the British School of Etiquette, we tell you it's not your fault. We provide you right tools, and we show you the path to follow. And we don't just leave it on you. We complete the journey with you on a one-on-one basis every day for 66 days.
That's fantastic to know that you're not alone, that you have experts like you there to help guide through the process. I am really blessed and honored that my course, The Power of Listening, is actually available in the British School of Excellence. And I'd love for you to talk a little bit about listening, how listening and manners and etiquette are aligned.
If we look at etiquette, or like impression, right? Let's just talk about impression. It's only 7% your impression is what words you say, right? It's how you present yourself and your body language that matters the most. And how you maintain that body language is with your deep listening skills. And I was really thrilled to see your listening, your course on this. It's amazing, and I will join it soon as well. So it's how you connect with people. Your listening tells you, and there's and how you take a message and then you rephrase it and paraphrase it and give the message. How to allow the person to feel heard and valued. So these are all the factors that mount up and help in building your rapport, a strong rapport.
Thank you, Dr. Sadia. Last question I have for you before we close out is, for people who believe that they know everything there is to know, isn't it necessary, isn't it wise to brush up, to revisit there's new scenarios in life, and how can you take what you've learned, but then also grow and be open to learning more when it comes to etiquette and manners?
Absolutely, Dr. It's very important for people to understand the value of learning every day. I mean, then they don't learn every day, and almost like you're mentally dead and you don't grow. But if learning alone is also not enough, it's putting your into action is the most important thing. Well, most of us, we learn things, and we don't even bring back what we have learned, and we don't bring it into practice. That learning just goes down the drain. I certainly believe that brains, they are vampires. These vampires suck away all knowledge that is not brought into practice. So please do not allow these vampires suck your precious knowledge.
Thank you so much. Would you kindly share with our audience, people who are listening on the radio as well as watching on TV, what's the best way to get in touch with you? How can they engage with you? How can they sign up for courses with you? Please share that information.
Thank you for asking, JACALYN. I have my phone number is on the. You can WhatsApp me on this number, or www.schoolofeducation.com, and you can follow me on LinkedIn and connect with me from there. If you schoolofetiquettepakistan.com, you can drop us an email at hello@the-british-pakistan.com. And my number, I can repeat it for you, it's 0092 308 459.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And again, congratulations on all you've accomplished and this movement forward to help other people. I really appreciate and respect you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure. And I
All
can't
right.
wait to you first.
Well, you're welcome to come back on any of our other shows. We'd love to have you back again and share more.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye for now. And I just want to share her contact information. There was a little bit of breaking up there. Her website is www.thebritish-school-of-etiquette-pakistan.com. You can also find Dr. Sadia on LinkedIn. And the telephone number is 0092 300 8444 579. And of course, you can find the information in the comments as well. All right, as we get ready to close out, I just have a few quick announcements. I always like to share some new information with you. So I was referring to the Power of Listening courses, and we have a very special rate for anyone who is involved with the British School of Excellence, whether you are a student, a graduate. Please do take advantage. I have a special offer as of today for you, and I'll put that up here. You can go over to drjacalyn.thinkific.com for the Power of Listening course. It's actually the Power of Listening foundational courses, as you see here. It's one course. It's 2.5 hours long, and you can use the coupon code EXCELLENCE. So instead of the course being $257, for you, it's $30. 30 today. So please take advantage of that. Okay, the next thing I want to share with you is we have something new because I've had people ask me about this. How can you be a co-host? And you don't want to be a co-host every week. You don't really know when you want to be a co-host, but you'd like to do it once and see what it's like. Well, be our guest. Be a guest co-host for a show. How do you do this? Go over to our website, which is usaglobaltv.com, and you'll see the information there, the terms and conditions. You can go ahead and sign up whenever you like, and you and I will co-host a show together. And then finally, another new show. So when I first started out a couple of years ago, when I left my corporate career in 2020, I had a show called Rapping with Dr. JACALYN. I had it trademarked. And then when we grew into USA Global TV, I thought, well, I'm not going to use Rapping with Dr. JACALYN anymore, but I am. I'm bringing it back for a special show that I am doing, and it's open to anyone in the world. We are going to have a conversation about nothing. What does that mean? That means people sitting around in a virtual living room just talking about anything, everything, nothing. There's a television show here in the United States. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but that was their whole concept, that it was a show about nothing. So I'm looking forward to having a show where we don't have a specific topic. We're just going to chat, and wherever it goes, it's just like two people meeting in a coffee shop or, sitting down for a chat in front of a fireplace. So please go ahead and book in for that. Again, everyone is welcome to sign up for Rapping with Dr. JACALYN. All right, that is all I have to say for right now. We will be back shortly. The next show coming up is actually mine. It's The Listening Mentor, and I will be giving information about stage hogging. What is stage hogging? What do we need to know so that we don't commit this offense and we have etiquette and manners? All right, thanks again. We'll be back soon. Take care.